When I was in elementary school, I didn't have any friends. I didn't really care though. The kids I went to school with were the kind of people who put their milk in before their cereal, if you know what I'm saying. I'm glad I didn't have any friends. Anyway, because I didn't have any friends, I would walk around the playground alone during recess. Until one day, I came across a block of ice. It wasn't any ordinary block of ice though. It was a near perfect square, equal sides and everything. It was a piece of art. I called it Block Boy. Block Boy became my only friend, and I would kick him around during recess. When recess would end, I would bury him in the snow in a location where I would know where to find him. I remember the location so well because it was 3 feet 21 inches and 8.3 centimeters away from a sewer grate where a homicidal farmer would hide the corpses of his murder victims a few decades back. Interesting story there. On March 14th, 1967, it was discovered that farmer Gene Brown had murdered 8 people and stuffed their bodies in that very sewer grate. Apparently the bodies I hid there had sat there for months unnoticed, just rotting away. To this day, people still don't know how he was able to get that many bodies down there without anybody noticing. It would have been impossible for him to do it alone. He had to have had an accomplice, but there just isn't any evidence to prove it. The guy didn't even get caught until a student noticed a horrible stench emanating from the sewer grate and called the police. I wonder where that kid is now. I hope he's doing alright. I can only imagine how an experience like that would affect someone at such an innocent age. One day, when I came to dig Block Boy out of the snow, I couldn't find him. I looked all over, but he was nowhere to be seen. Then I realized it was the middle of March and that Block Boy had probably melted by that point. In retrospect, I probably should have figured that out earlier. He was getting smaller and smaller each day, but I just didn't think much of it. But anyway, Block Boy, the only friend I ever had, was gone. I felt sad about it for a few days, then I realized Block Boy was still out there, but as water. And eventually he would go through the water cycle.
The hydrologic cycle is the natural sequence through which water passes into the atmosphere as water vapor, then precipitates to Earth in liquid or solid form, and ultimately returns to the atmosphere through evaporation.
To this day, when it rains, I like to imagine that at least one of the raindrops falling was formerly a part of Block Boy. And as I look out the window and watch the rain fall, I think to myself, my childhood best friend has probably been swallowed up and pissed out by so many people by now. I mean, he is water, so he's probably been in someone's drink before. Block Boy could be anywhere where there's water. You could have taken a shower with him and never even realized it. That recent hurricane that happened, that could have been Block Boy. Who's to say that Block Boy isn't angry about melting? He probably holds a grudge against humanity for using too much hairspray in the 80s. Climate change forced him to take a liquid form, and now he wants revenge. He's going to unleash tsunami after tsunami until everybody that crossed him in his life will be dead. And at that point the entire planet will be covered with water, which means the entire planet will be Block Boy. The end of humanity brought on by one little block of ice. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. Except recycle.